for a wide span of community?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And just to give you some insight, you guys did a great job here focused on Floresville. Most of my customers actually live in the county. So, but there's a big interest in looking at the larger or the denser areas, but,
That's what I'm asking.
so the county would benefit, the
Yeah.
cities benefit, like I said, indirectly or directly, so. But I hope I'm helping clarify what does last mile mean, so that we're all speaking somewhat the same term. I'll speak on Dan's behalf a little bit, but I think for us that in the utility business, we felt like we knew what it was, but I'll confirm that with Bywire, they have the same meaning. Like I said, I have some concerns out of that. We still were talking about, they're saying underground, we're saying why not some overhead or some hybrid. And I will tell you that every system I've been around, there's been some hybrid. There's places you have to go underground. There's places you guys were just talking about a creek bottom. It would make no sense going underground. So, but they seem to be kind of stuck on this underground piece, so that has some concern.
Would there be a reason that we don't quite understand as to why, would there be some ulterior reason for them to want to be underground?
I'm speculating at this point. Any entity that's contacting my poles, any foreign contactor pays a yearly fee per pole. So that may be a motive for them to avoid that, but I'll tell you that cost is like $9 a pole per year. So it's not.
Yeah,
It's not a big expense.
That cost prohibitive.
No, I wouldn't see that being. So anything beyond that, it just would be speculation on my part. I don't understand, other than if they think it's more reliable, but I could make a case the other way. I think one of my concerns is, the other one is that their business model really focuses on new development. Well, that leaves a whole lot of Floresville. How do you cover that? How do you do that? Obviously, there's ways, you can build out, but if your focus is on a river bend, just to put a name on it, well, what about the rest of the community? So until there was more detail there, it's a concern. Concern I have, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist, but you drive around, you see Frontier putting in conduit and fiber today. They're competing for the same group of customers. So if you're not going to do something properly, the window may close. The number of customers are still going to be the same number of customers. So again, small concern. Having talked to them about ownership structure, I talked about that a little bit, but I'm just concerned that can we get to a point that there could be something successful? But I'm willing to continue the dance on that, at least for now. Attorneys, aren't cheap, but at least, we can keep moving forward with it. And I'm also a little concerned about some of the clarity of, just the presentations and the conversations we've had, the conversation that day with the conference call. It seems like sometimes we talk a little bit in circles, so how strong is their plan is probably what I'm thinking. To me, the other side of the opportunities, I think there's an opportunity for revenue for the city, for the county, for us. So I think those are good opportunities. Potentially offering new services to customers or improving services to customers, by having a strong communication platform. I think maybe there could be a partnership between local entities, WCN, Phelps, the city, school districts, things that are the not-for-profit, the governmental agency type. I think that there may be a place that we could put something together like that. If we were to do this, we'll have to create a new properly. So it's not something I think we can, talk about this for 2 years and think we can get the game. I think if we're going to do it, we need to do it. If we don't, let's.
What's the reason for the promptness again?
I can tell you, I'm trying to balance a line here of confidentiality for customers that work and partners we work with as Phelps versus bringing things to the table. But if you notice, you're seeing Spectrum vehicles putting cable up. You see Frontier putting cable in the ground. There are others that are out there talking to us to do the same thing. There's only so many customers. If you're only gonna be able to to make this a profitable venture, and I'm not meaning to, we need to make, you know, hand over fist of money, but to break even, you have to capture some of that market. So, you know.
All right, if, say, we do this, or you do this, and 2 years from now, Frontier comes in and they're able to offer whatever it was they were calling the Grand Slam or something with the TV, the internet, and phone, I think.
Triple play?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
And, Grand Slam start. Anyway.
That's in Denny's.
I like that one.
Yeah,
I like that.
and, so if that happened in 2 or 3 years, would this then become a burden on Phelps, or, I mean, would it become unprofitable and unfeasible, and now we got a whole bunch of wire we gotta get rid of?
Well, that's business risk. That sums it up in short order is,
It's competition.
You
You
know,
can provide the best service.
yeah, it's exactly right.
I mean, if we couldn't offer the triple play, then we're gonna lose out. I mean, I would get the triple play myself, I mean,
Potentially. Phelps, today, I don't have a desire to be an internet service provider, meaning the content on that cable.
Mhm.
I see us in a better role of being the owner of the cable, managing the cable, you know, through leases, whatever arrangement, extending the cable, but then partnering with, pick somebody.
But,
You know.
but what I'm saying is, could that triple play be offered through that fiber optic
Yes.
cable that they're,
Yes.
right, okay, that's what I want. As long as that cable would be able to compete with Frontier's cable and whoever else.
It's a very capital intensive business, so if we were to build that infrastructure, it would be, I think it would be very difficult for another business to say, I'm gonna duplicate that investment and then provide that on top.
Okay,
I think we could put ourselves in a position that we can be
Okay,
very attractive.
okay.
But there is a risk, I don't wanna.
I understand that, but I mean, there's an acceptable risk.
There is, my bigger concern would be wireless and the changes that those technologies might have out there. I'm an electric guy, you know, I've been exposed to communication because we have it, but what's changing, what's on the horizon in 2 or 3 or 5 years for wireless technology that might make the cable obsolete. So now, even though owning the cable and having somebody on it, but if there's nobody using it, then now we have a big risk. So that's where I'm more concerned, is having an asset that we're gonna continue paying for that nobody uses. How good's your crystal ball?
Yeah, I got you there.
So, I hope this is being helpful, that, you know, kind of what our position is. Let me stop and look at my notes here and see if I've left anything off. Yeah, probably the biggest thing that I see that iWire really brings to the table candidly is money. You know, I think we've got experts here in TRC, I think we got folks, I've been kind of around the block on communication, but none of this is free. So if they have that resource, I could see them as a valuable partner, but if that's, we just need to be careful, I guess is what I'm getting at. So that was really what I had, kind of where we're at today. Be happy to answer any other questions or.
So,
Elephant in the room somewhere.
I have a question, and it's really directed at Dan, and that is, when you hear Dwayne talk about the possibility that wireless would take over and the cable would be out, do you see that in the marketplace, or do you see that coming in the marketplace? Or is there still time to string wire or buried wire or whatever it is? Do you feel the same things that Dwayne's feeling? As far as competition?
I do, but there are some other movements afoot. I know AT&T has a new service now. You know, they purchased DirecTV, so they have satellite, and they have a pretty robust cellular network as well. So what they're doing is they're linking their DirecTV with their cellular network, and they're bringing in the content via DirecTV, and they're giving you internet from the cell site. And then they're combining that signal to the house for the last mile, just like your cell phone. So if you have, 2 bars on your cell phone or 3 bars on your cell phone, that will be equal to your internet signal as well. And then the video and the telephone service will just come in off of the satellites.
Can I add something to that? AT&T is also offering, they haven't offered it nationwide, but they're offering a fixed broadband wireless network, which is the same thing he's talking about, but with no monthly data charges. So you pay a flat fee per month, that'd be $50 a month or whatever it is, unlimited. So to try to sell more of those DirecTV services with that. And Verizon's offering is doing that in certain segments of the country also. But the speed is the issue right now. 5G, which is being deployed by T-Mobile and some of these others, is gigabyte plus speed. So I've seen some tests at 1.2 gigabyte, okay? But that's still not gonna be reliable as cable, because it's subject to interference, it's subject to all kinds of things. And so fiber is still gonna rule as far as reliability. But these other things will compete with it.
The denser the population, the more fiber is.
Right, it's more economical.
Yeah, the fiber is the obvious alternative. And they're using technology called GPON, which is a passive optical network. You don't have any active components.
And excuse me 1 second, we're already kind of talking about discussion item and possible action item number 10. So
Oh,
we're already
okay.
into that. So let's
Sorry.
let that be done. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, well,
I think he wants to wait till number 10.
You want me to stop? And
We're talking about it at number 10.
Okay, I'm just trying to address 10.
Because of Phelps' involvement tonight with IWR 365 in the last mile phase, to perform engineering and feasibility study required in the overall project. Discussion of need for FEDC to continue the TRC engineering consultant contract.
I don't want him going anywhere till this is over with. I'll just say that right now.
Kind of looking forward at some of these other items, receive advice from FEDC attorney, legality, a third-party agreement for high-speed cable and things like that. I would sure like to defer this until after we have information from our attorneys on the legalities of all of this.
Okay.
Anyway, so if we can defer this until the end, I think it might be appropriate for us to.
We were just getting into it when we jumped into it, to kind of either
Yeah.
shut her down or do something.
If that was okay with committee, I'd like you to consider doing that.
Everyone okay with deferring this?
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Dwayne.
Item number 11 is we're going to adjourn to go into executive session in accordance with the Government Code of Texas, sections 55(1.072), deliberation about real estate, 551.087, deliberation regarding economic development negotiations, and 551.071, consultation with attorney to deliberate for the purpose as follows. I need to read all these. Okay. So we're going to go to executive session.
I make a motion, we adjourn into the executive session.
Motion by Andy. Second by Ram. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Do we legally leave?
Motion passes.